Hello, and welcome to part 3. For some reason, my voice wasn't recording during the video, and I don't know why. So I'm actually doing this, while rewatching the video. Rewatching the video isn't really that interesting since I already know what happens, but, oh yeah, that's where I turned to ice. But, yeah. Anyway, so I'm using Audacity to re-record, well, not re-record, but record my voice for commentary for this part. And, yeah, I use Audacity, like, for, things like, whenever you see me talking over a black screen, that's always me using Audacity, but, I haven't used Audacity for re-recording lines for a video. Although I have used it for some of my early videos with, syncing up audio manually to the game. That was always kind of annoying to do, but, yeah. I might do that again if I make more videos with Cam Studio, which I probably will. Anyway, so yeah, here I'm just going to the next boss. And now I'm using the fire blades against this ice guardian. But, I thought maybe I could jump high enough to get to it, but I couldn't, so I just went back to using Fireball, which really doesn't do a lot of damage. And if you notice in the bottom right-hand corner, it's not really doing that much damage, but, that's one problem with this game. The enemies are kind of beefy, and they take a really long time to kill sometimes. That was one thing that I found kind of annoying in this game, Sometimes it's just a really long process to kill these things. I'll probably be talking more with re-recording this than I usually do, but, yeah. Let me just make sure it's still recording. It's, yeah, it's recording my voice. Okay, good. Yeah. Texture really cool, The texture where she's in ice like that. I was hoping there was a mod where I could, play as her in that form the whole time, because I really like that texture. The game was lagging a little bit here, so here I try to fix it. Yeah, the lag is not your video lagging, that's actually part of the video, which was very irritating. I haven't looked to see if there's a mod to make her always look like that. You should look for that. I know there's alternate costumes for the character already, once you've beaten the game. I've been debating on whether or not I should use that for the video. Ayumi's the only playable character here, so there isn't really, random characters to choose from here. Be a lot more careful about my voice recording next time. I was just testing some audio things on my computer and I guess I just forgot to turn it back. I've also been working on some mods, so that's why I haven't really been, too active. The mod I have to create on my own, so it's not really that simple. I'll talk more about it later, but, yeah. Well, why not right now? If anybody remembers the old Spider-Man movie game from 2002, I'm actually trying to work on mods to make Shocker playable. I've made some progress, but I've hit a few roadblocks, so... yeah. Couldn't really find anybody to help me with the mods, so the only help I'm getting is with some AI systems. But I'd really like some human help if possible. Talked about it on the Discord server for Spider-Man's modding, but we'll see where that goes. But anyway, yeah, that boss really took a long time to kill, and honestly, that's one problem this game has. It just takes forever to kill some enemies. It just gets annoying sometimes after a while. Okay, so, yeah, that was again because of the lag, because, yeah, there were some issues, so I changed a few settings. Ah, yes, these, duplication machines again. My focus on those, what are they called again? Wraiths or phantoms or something? I forget what they're called, but yeah, those ghost creatures. They'll do their pentagram attacks, but they'll keep at least some focus on them. So when they come up and all that, try to use the fireball on them, just to keep them at bay a little bit, while I focus on these machines here. So, I can't believe my voice didn't record throughout the whole thing. That was really irritating to find out, and I wasn't, And since I already know what happened in the video, I didn't really want to watch it all over again, just to re-record my voice, but what else am I gonna do, That's why this video took longer than it was originally going to, because I was kind of putting that off. But I figured, well, if I'm gonna do it, I better just sit down and do it. There are some things I don't remember in the video, so it's not as boring as I thought it would be. Videos just aren't that interesting. I didn't notice I had those electric legs, you know? I don't remember that part. Well, videos are not as interesting, you know, once you already know what happens. Some videos worth watch more than once. Others don't. But yeah, I noticed some things I didn't notice or forgot about now, so that's a plus. But yeah, the combat does take a little too long. Ah, yes. Gold artifact. You know. Those are all the same as mine. Guess I'm kind of running out of things to say now. But yeah, I'm sure I'll find some more things to say here. Anyway, I think that's the last one. Or second to last one, somewhere around there. Oh, look at that skull. And Yumi can apparently balance those things on her head. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the last one. Yep. Now we just have to kill the rest of the enemies. I still can't believe absolutely no voice recording got through. And level complete. Oh yeah, I was kind of surprised the level didn't end there. You know, because usually at those gates, that's the level ending gate. So I got kind of confused right here, thinking maybe that wasn't the ending of the level, but nope, it is. You just keep running forward in the hallway, and eventually it ends. There it goes. Now this is a really short level. Lanes of Death. Yep, just gotta wait these blades here. Very simple. And now, here's the area for the next boss, which takes forever, by the way. Anyway, I was having some trouble, so I just decided to cut it out, because I didn't really make any real progress, so... Anyway... And here's another thing I found out that was really annoying. I noticed that if you, Oh look, the light blades. But I noticed that if you die and reload your save, the game will still save that you lost all of your soul points. can create some problems. Even if you go back to the main menu and re-enter, it still saves that. Anyway, to defeat this boss, you have to use those. You have to shoot down those, all of those stars first, and then you can just use Fireball on the Queen Spider. Makes it really annoying with all these little spiders around, though. You gotta focus on those blades and the spiders, and then finally when the blades are down, you can use magic attacks on the Queen Spider, who is immune to physical attacks, unlike the spiders, which are immune to magic. And she got stuck there. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Yeah. But yeah, I started running out of souls here. Running out of healing items, and it was still early in the fight. This was gonna create a problem. Also, I'm gonna say that Yumi's clothing is not realistic for her, treasure hunting scenario. It's really skimpy. It should be using, much better armor than that. Despite the Queen Spider being stuck there, it really was running out of healing items. Or the souls for healing items, anyway. souls are just running lower and lower. Yeah, I mean, the queen spider being trapped there is not that much of a handicap with everything else that's going on. Yeah, just about out. Oh, there's where I die. So anyway, I decided to farm, and now I have over 50,000 souls. Took a while to farm that much, but yeah. Oh, and I made a manual save too, so I can just reload that save just in case anything happens to where I don't win that battle. You know, if I don't win this battle. But I did. Didn't have to redo, didn't have to use that. You know, after all, I cut out all my losses except for the first one. Anyway, unless there's something really interesting that happens in one of the other losses. Still though, this Queen Spider takes forever. Some amount of health. It honestly feels like a lot of these bosses are just, you know, damage sponges, really. started to lag a bit again there. Much better frame rate right there. Frame rate's still dropping every once in a while. I'm okay with minor lags, but it really gets to me when the lags become severe. I usually just deal with minor lagging though. Or just hope the lags subside. Really gotta be more careful about when my voice is recording. I know 50,000 souls was probably overkill, but I'd rather have too much than too little. I just wanted to make sure I definitely had enough. So yeah, it was the first time I farmed in this game. mean, honestly, those things that protect the queen, those star things that protect the queen, really just makes this battle drag on a lot longer than it needs to. Well, almost done at least. I'm finally finished. Now we just have to get rid of these spiders and we'll be done. And that's that. Level complete. After defeating another boss, I probably thought it was a good idea to, end it right here and, I also don't want to make a video too long if I have to rewatch the whole video, the whole video where I already know what happens, just to, put my voice over it. But I've also made videos this length anyway, so... I got the light blades back, but I won't be keeping them. Yeah, I heard those are called the light blades. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if you could destroy those, but you can't. But I also wanted to see if there was a secret passage to over there. I didn't see one, so I just did that. And got a new artifact part. So, shooting upgrade. Yep. Increased damage now. Now just to search for the exit door. Now here I was trying to demonstrate dodge, but it's not really, that reliable. You double tap forward and press A if you don't remember, which you had to do in one of the previous levels in order to even pass it. But yeah, that's that. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.